I'm going to tell you something that's going to shock all of you. I'm a gambling addict. I know. I haven't really talked about it much, but it's true and shocking.
Dude, so shocked. Wait, Ludwig, you're a gambling addict? What? That's crazy. Wait, let's take a look at your YouTube videos really quick. I lost $50,000 in Vegas and made money. How I stole $100,000 from Mr. Beast. No way. You're a gambling addict? I am so shocked, dude. This is, wow. You know, it's really a hidden addiction. You know, it really is one of those, it's one of those hidden addictions that you just never foresee. Like when you're a content creator and then you do a poker tournament on your page. Oh, yeah, you really think you know a guy, and then they come out with a video and say, I am not your friend.
5 years ago, it got so bad I had $100 left in my bank account. And you know what I did with that 100? I gambled it on a Mario Party 4 minigame against slime and lost. I panicked, didn't know what to do, so I asked for a double or nothing, knowing that if I lost the double or nothing, I would have zero way of paying the final 200, and I would have to embarrassingly walk away from the bet.
Okay, all jokes aside, though, like, yeah, I mean, I do believe this.
Luckily, I won. I told Slime about that months later, and he forgave me, but it just shows how bad my gambling addiction got. Honestly, there was no greater rush in my life than the opportunity to lose every last penny I had. I can't do that now because I have 15 employees, so you're welcome, Gallon, for not gambling your children's future college funds away. But I'm not the only streamer with that gambling issue. XQC has the same problem. Here's a clip of him on Pokey's podcast.
Off stream than on stream.
Yeah, I gamble every day. I lost 2 million this month.
Really?
I lost 1.85 million this month.
He lost $1.85 million off stream. He lost $100K in my poker event too. It got so bad that his dad called him on stream about how worried he was. It's a problem for him. But he's bringing the problem offline to the online realm because this week he went back to doing online gambling streams. This went on LSF. It went on r/all. It was big news. Why? Because he's the biggest streamer in the world. And also, he said he wouldn't do it.
Like, what more can I do?
This is a clip from 10 months ago when he used to gamble online. Then there was a whole shitstorm about it. There was an H3H3 podcast. And then he said this.
What more can I do? You shouldn't gamble on stream.
People making videos about addicts in this way is kind of cringe. Oh, yeah? Is it kind of cringe? Dumbass? Don't you think that, like, the video is not about him being personally addicted to gambling, but instead potentially fucking causing other people to be addicted to gambling? Especially when, you know, you yourself are recognizing that, like, it is a deeply addictive fucking hole. What do you mean? Don't try to fucking... Bro, don't try to fucking justify this shit, dude. It's so whack.
You shouldn't do it. We've known this. I said it.
Oh, what is that?
Don't do it. I'm sorry for doing it. I'm genuinely sorry that I gambled on stream. Okay?
He went back to doing it. Now, he says he changed his mind and that he's not a hypocrite. He just no longer feels that way. He felt pressured back then. But understandably, after fans saw this...
Wait, am I in the vid? Did he just fucking... What? Is that me? In my JCS Reacts era? Is he looking at my video? Did he fucking crop me? Did he put me... Fucking... Are you serious, dude? I don't know what to say to this. Why does he always does this, dude? That's crazy. Okay, here. Okay, Mogul moves, dude. Fucking asshole. All right, let's continue.
No longer feels that way. He felt pressured back then. But understandably, after fans saw this for 5 hours today, a few of them were mad. And this post, I think, speaks volumes. It's 3,000 upvoted, one of the top posts in his subreddit. And it basically says that I don't want to watch you anymore because what you are doing is making me sad. And I've been watching for like 4 years. And I don't know. I didn't think you would do this. And XQC replied in the most insane fashion by doubling down and just saying, I don't give a shit. I am not a role model for you guys. If you don't like it, leave. Which, you know, fair enough. He's not the only streamer doing this. But why would he do it? Why?
People don't fucking recognize the two separate layers of this problem. XQC gambling off stream has nothing to do with his advertising of gambling sites. It's mind-boggling. Dude, that's literally the point. People are using that as a way to, like, abdicate responsibility. You're petty. I like it. Oh, I'm such a petty bitch, dude. But also, this is an ongoing meme, if you don't know. I love Ludwig. People literally think that it's okay if you're, like, fucking... If XQC personally is addicted to gambling, like, oh, yeah, it's fine. You know, oh, I guess he's personally addicted himself, so it's okay then. Well, dude, doesn't that make, like, you know, that's the point. Yeah, if XQC himself can get addicted to gambling, then so can his fucking fans who love him and want to do things the way that he does things.
Why do this gambling online if people are going to get really, really mad at you? And I can only think of two good reasons. One, you're already addicted and doing it offline, so you might as well do it online. And two, if you do it sponsored, you're going to make a shit ton of money. Now, the main...
Every top streamer on Twitch joking about domestic abuse the past few weeks have no room to take the moral high ground. What the fuck are you saying? Do you know who's been making the most jokes then? What do you mean? Like fucking XQC himself then, I guess. Dumbass. What? That is not an argument. That is completely irrelevant, you fucking dumb radfem bitch. Shut the fuck up. Dude, I hate how stupid some of you motherfuckers are. 5-month subscriber, dude. Like, literally, why is every fucking debate pervert such a weird, like, why is every debate pervert so fucking psychotic and so bad at, like, ever crafting, like, a decent fucking argument? That's the funniest part about being, like, a psychotic debate pervert is, like, you suck at debates. You just think you're good because you try to copy other people. You just try to copy other, like, debate perverts on the internet and think, like, if I can just say what they're saying really fast, like, I'll be able to achieve the same maximum results of ownage.
Culprit of all the online gamblings is Stake. That is the main partner. And they sponsor Aiden Ross, they sponsor XQC, and they also sponsor Train. How much do they pay these people? I don't know how much they pay XQC, but because Aiden Ross leaked this...
I love Ludwig, but didn't he invite XQC to an incredibly high-stakes poker game stream a couple of weeks ago where Felix likes 100K and had to dip out? Yes. Yes.
DMs... We know they pay him at least $4 million a month.
It's not the same as slots,
which is
though.
Crazy. that is an insane amount of money. In a year, that is more than Ninja made on his Mixer deal. That is more than Tom Brady makes on his NFL contract. It's a shit ton of money. It's hard.
And the reason why they can justify $4 million a month is because they're making more off. They're making more off the fan base. That's it.
Hard to say no to that amount of money. Look, I'm not a high road guy. I'm not here to say that, oh, I am much better. I would never take a gambling sponsorship. But I don't know if that's because I have devout morals that I stand by to a T, or because I don't want the backlash of people to be mad at me and I like the audience I've cultivated and don't want to disappoint people. I genuinely don't know the answer to that question, which maybe is a problem that I have to deal with, but that's me being honest. Look, 64 out.
Inviting someone with a gambling addiction to poker tournaments still kind of yikes, brother. Certainly, okay. Even though poker and slots are still different, and more importantly than poker and slots, I don't know if you're using this as a talking point or a deflection, but what you are simply stating is a deflection, okay? Like, two bad things can coexist at the same time. The only reason why you're bringing up the other bad thing is to absolve or to deflect the attention away from the primary bad thing that people are having a conversation around, okay? Please understand that you are, whether willingly, unwillingly, I don't know if you know what you're doing or not, you're dick riding, okay? And you're trying to deflect away from the main point at hand.
Out of the top 1,000 streamers have done a crypto gambling stream. All right, it's too tempting. I mean, look at the king himself, Trainwreck. He's on a 38-hour stream right now, gambling the entire way. And the gambling is pretty liked. He is a top 11 streamer in the world. Okay? If you see this graph right here.
The other thing is Trainwrecks literally blew up with gambling. Like, let's be real. He did not have this level of audience and this level of prominence before he started gambling like this. He did not have these averages. So gambling is very popular on the platform. Okay? I dislike XQC, but it's weird coming from Ludwig, even though he's correct in his criticism. Okay, then think about it like coming from me then. Is it weird when it comes from me? Are you going to be able to try to find something to say that, like, because I've had these exact same takes, and I don't do any sort of fucking gamba, and I don't actually, urge other people to gamble, and I don't actually fucking do it on stream, especially. I myself have gambled. Obviously, I have. Lost a lot of money as well. Not like anywhere near what the fuck these people are doing or thinking about, but ultimately, does that make it okay? If I make the same exact argument, does that make it okay? Considering that I myself am absolved, I have the moral high ground. The moral high ground is the moral high ground is just stupid in this circumstance. It has nothing to do with anything. Is Ludwig controversial? Why is it weird coming from him? Because he literally did a fucking poker stream recently, and he invited XQC to play poker on stream recently. So people are probably using that as like a, well, fuck you. Why are you the one making this argument when you've like made his gambling addiction worse? You know what I mean? You've like participated in making his gambling addiction worse, personally. Whereas I think like Bud also mentioned he has a history with gambling, but he doesn't do like blackjack or whatever on stream anymore. Yeah. It's obvious Tushat has no experience with addiction. It's a matter of moderation. I think Twitch chat does have an experience with addiction. They just don't recognize it, okay? Would you support a ban on Gamba on Twitch? Oh, 100%. I would. Absolutely. But also at the same time, I feel weird. I feel weird placing restrictions like that. But yes, I would, I would definitely at least like try to age guard it or something like that. Like the arguments that so many people have made towards like hot tub streamers, like ruining the fucking platform or whatever, you're not making, you're not fucking getting people addicted into becoming hot tub streamers when you are a hot tub streamer, okay? Like maybe people are addicted to cooming, that's one thing, but that's just another different form of entertainment. Gambling, on the other hand, is like incredibly addictive, and the entire point of those casinos is to fucking hook you. The entire point of those casinos is quite literally to get you to do exactly what your favorite streamer is doing. And that's why they get paid millions and millions of dollars a fucking month. It just feels weird he's making a video off this, and he could be someone responsible for X getting back into gambling, and he's explaining this after the fact. I don't think he intentionally did all this, just a weird vibe. No, you just are a fucking simp. I'm sorry. You are quite literally an XQC simp, which is understandable. We all are. This is Twitch QC, okay? This is XQC's platform. There's a reason why he's super dominant. And all of you go and watch him, and you develop an affinity towards him. So when he's doing something that's like just completely hypocritical and also morally not even in the fucking gray area, morally in the black area that he himself personally recognizes, you are looking for ways to absolve him of that guilt. That's what you do when you see a favorite a content creator or someone that you like. Okay? Like XQC was addicted to gambling before he went on the Ludwig poker tournament. Stop. So disrespectful to everyone else to say this is his platform. Hey, I'm on this platform. I'm a content creator on this platform. So technically it's disrespectful to me as well. This is not his platform. Fuck him. Dude, Twitch is extremely top heavy, okay? XQC personally, like leaving or not fucking streaming one day will put a dent. Like a 17-hour dent. I'm just being honest about it. Yeah, come on, dude. My man is fucking cranking 100K viewership for 12 hours consistently. That's a ridiculous number that is like unachievable by anyone else at this moment. Why would a friend need to be free of any sin to talk about the concerns he has about any addiction of another friend? So much deflecting going on right now by people. Gambling on stream is bad. The streamers doing it know this and are doing it anyway. It's fucked up. They waived getting the bag against their audience's health and risk of addiction and chose the bag. Simple as that. Yes, that is how it is. Cool and everything, but a lot of us don't care about X. Yeah, I know. You might not care about XUC, and I care about XUC. I know him, and I don't want him to be fucking addicted to gambling. But I also care about, you know, XQC potentially fucking getting a bunch of his audience, a bunch of young little juicers who love him, hooked on fucking gambling. Anyway. I think a Pokey podcast with him was testing the waters on how people would react if he decided to go back and what he said on streaming gambling. Dude, what do you mean? He literally fucking made it seem like he recognized that it was bad. He did the absolute worst. Train and X literally say do not gamble. I don't believe a significant amount of their audience become gamblers. Yeah, no, actually, I too have a fucking baby brain. That's why Stake gives $4 million to Aiden Ross. Because they love Aiden Ross. It's actually a money laundering operation for them. They just want to just give money to Twitch streamers because they're big fans. They're simps. Not because they're making a return on investment that is like sizable. Much larger than the millions of dollars that they're able to, give in marketing dollars. No, you're so right. Thank you. They just love these guys. They love operating at a loss, and they just personally love XQC and Aiden Ross and Train, and that's why they're doing that. I mean, some of you motherfuckers deserve this addiction, the way you operate. Like, the way you fucking go out to bat to defend it. Like, maybe fuck your life up a little bit and then come back a couple years later if you survive it, okay? Christ, dude. You already took the fucking boot down so far up your throat that you're just like, you're literally going out to bat. Like, holy shit. I really don't wish that, actually, because that is horrible.
That you shouldn't gamble. I also think that ultimately it should eventually, if not even right now, get banned off of Twitch. Literally, I said it. Ludwig asked me today about it. He said it shouldn't be banned. He said sponsor be banned. You know what? I told him he was wrong. I told Ludwig that it should, that it not only the sponsor part. I think gambling overall should be banned. Literally, it should.
Okay, walk through it though. You want it to be banned overall? Why? How are you gonna fucking deflect responsibility over to Twitch, dude? What the fuck? If you think that it should be banned, why? Well, because it's bad, right? Because you're getting other people addicted to gambling, and you yourself are addicted to gambling. Okay, then, why don't you, why don't you recognize, if you recognize that, then why don't you not do it?
Then stop? Well, I enjoy doing it, so I do it. What else? I'll do that.
My brother in Christ will only stop once the bag is drained or no one watches? Yeah, 100%. He says he knows it's harmful and bad, but says it's okay because people are addicted to smoking and alcohol, so it's fine. Yeah, that's ridiculous, dude. Gambling banned, but dumb girls standing in children's inflatable pools for all the little kids shouldn't be banned. Such a joke. Yeah, I mean, you are a joke. You are the Joker of poker, if that's your argument. Okay? Like, sexy girls sitting in inflatable pools is not causing demonstrable harm to society unless you're like some fucking weird religious zealot freak, dude. Fucking dumbass incel, dude. This is what I mean. This is the person that's like, yeah, you do you, brother. Okay, have fun. Yep. Like the idea that you could ever fucking even compare hot tub streaming to the literally most suicidal addiction is fucking bananas. Okay, shut the fuck up. Holy shit, you were pissing me off now. Ludwig places the aim on Twitch, by the way, although I don't actually agree. No, they're right. They're not wrong. The platform should fucking ban it. I wish that they would. Okay, it sucks. I have friends that literally do that. Okay, I have friends that do it. You know, obviously, but yes, Twitch should fucking ban it. They're not going to because it is a revenue driver. Something is a big revenue driver. It becomes normalized. It becomes legitimate. That doesn't mean it's actually ultimately a legitimate thing, like multi-level marketing schemes, for example, Amway. Pyramid schemes, once they reach a certain level of legitimacy, will turn into a revenue stream that is impossible. That is impossible to fucking combat. And DraftKings and FanDuel and all of these other companies have basically become prominent sponsors of the NFL, the NBA, and all these other sectors, right? But my point always is like, dude, you are like personally aware that something is bad, and if you're personally aware that something is bad, you don't have to do it. You know what I mean? You don't have to do it. You can avoid it. You can avoid it for the sake of your fan base. You can turn around and say like, well, you're fucking hypocritical too. You do this, you do that. You know, you can deflect away. You can throw non sequiturs. But ultimately, if you recognize that it's bad, and that's the reason why Twitch should ban it, then you also have the capacity to just not take a fucking deal and not engage in it. Plenty of people don't do it. Even if it wasn't a revenue driver, they literally couldn't, or you wouldn't be able to play most online games that contain elements of gambling via microtransactions. I know. That is another part of it too, like gacha games and like Raid, Shadow Legends apparently has like a similar system or something, like these pay-to-win games. Yeah.
Here, his main success has come from gambling. People said a year ago that it would fall off and people would get bored of the gambling. No, he's bigger
he said
than
the
ever.
exact same thing. Chatters don't know how powerful coping addiction is. I just left treatment for alcohol addiction because I was drinking so much to the point I needed to function. I'm in healthy recovery now, but I don't wish addiction on my worst enemy. I know. I mean, I've had addiction issues in the past as well. I've had to deal with them personally. Luckily, it was never for like gambling, possibly because I'm the least lucky motherfucker on the planet when it comes to gambling. So I'm actually lucky in that way because it just never like... It never stuck with me. Like if I had actually fucking popped off like the first couple of times I gambled, I probably would. Now I just see it as like an entertainment function where you can like, you know, you just put a certain amount of money down and you're like, I'm going to lose all of this. And then you just lose it and then you're done, right? And even then it's kind of hard because you get into it and you're like, fuck, this feels really good. Because once I've always said, there are studies conducted on the matter. And gambling is not about winning or losing. It's about the anticipation. That's where your brain activity spikes. The moment before you find out whether you won or you lost. That's what makes it so fucking dangerous. Okay? That's it. And there are plenty of things that you could be considering. There are plenty of things that you could consider gambling and whatever, but there's varying degrees. There's varying degrees of bad. And I would put crypto gambling, especially crypto gambling with slots, at the absolute fucking worst.
People like gambling content. They just like watching it. I have 3 stats for you guys. The first one, over 60% of Americans have gambled in the past year. The second one, over 80% of Americans are okay with gambling. The third stat, this is a Swedish study. It studied about 2,100 addicted gamblers.
Look at this fucking
About
English major nerd, dude. Look at this fucking journalist Andy over here talking about stats.
20% of them attempted suicide. It's a problem. But I don't think the onus of whether you gamble or do not gamble should ever be on the streamer. I have a theory where I just feel like we shouldn't rely on humans to have the morality that we are looking for. They should not be the ethical person. It should be the platform. The platform is the one that should dictate what is okay.
I think that's straight cowardly. I think that like obviously platforms bear the brunt of the responsibility. But like if we both recognize that platforms need to stop this, then you also have to recognize that like individual responsibility and the way that we conduct ourselves is something that you should expect out of your streamers. to a certain degree, because ultimately, like, you know, are going to have that kind of impact. And this is a way that we conduct ourselves regularly. I remember talking to XQC about the Crackergate saga, right? When I got banned for saying cracker, because I literally thought that he was like, oh, dude, this guy's like racist. Like the way he was talking about it, I thought he thought I was like actually like an anti-white racist or something. Like, what the fuck? You actually think that? And he told me, like, look, he's like, it doesn't matter how I feel personally, that I just don't want people to like constantly say it, because I know that if I say it and say this is appropriate, this is acceptable to do, then people are just going to constantly blast it off. Like they're going to constantly say it in the chat. And that's correct. He's right about that, because if you give allowances in that respect, you understand the influence that you have over your audience, over your own community. So he certainly recognizes that.
Okay and not okay, rather than hoping that thousands and thousands of people will all abide by loose guidelines that we all think people should abide by. Now, this is the current guidelines for Twitch on gambling, and it says, to prevent harm and scams created by questionable gambling services that sponsor content on Twitch, we will prohibit sharing links or referral codes. So if you ever tune into Trainwreck's stream, it will say, do not gamble. And anytime he wins, it'll say,
Gamble. Do not start. Gambling is entertainment and entertainment only. You won't break even. You won't win. You won't do any of that.
this plays every time he does a big win, which, you know, okay, good job maybe stopping that a little bit. That's nice. But that's not going to stop people.
Yeah,
and I know
mean,
that
dude,
first.
That's not how that works. That's precisely why fucking Stake lets you play that and still give you millions of dollars. You know what I mean? Like, come on, bro.
Hand, because I remember early on when I had my sponsored poker streams, I would do a little bit of blackjack offline. I would take my poker winnings and play blackjack with it. And one day I went up big. I spun up like 1K all the way to like $10,000, and that was a lot of money. It's still a lot of money. And I went and told Slime, and I was like, oh, but please don't gamble, because I know he has a gambling addiction himself, and he didn't. The next day, I wanted to make my 10,000.
Like, if that worked, bro, people would stop smoking cigarettes. Like, they'd be like, oh my God, look at the fucking warning on the carton of cigarettes. I guess I won't smoke now. Addiction cured. You know what I mean? It's literally like you smoking a cigarette, lighting one up, and being like, this is fucking sick. You should try it. And then once they do actually try it, you're like, actually, I was kidding. It kills you. Don't do it. Don't smoke a cigarette.
Into 20, and I lost all of it. I went from 10,000 to 0. And I went to tell Simon, I said, dude, I lost.
Yeah, but cigs are physically addicting, and if you're addicted, you are physically bound to it, unlike Gamba. Yes, gambling addiction is not as bad as cigarette addiction, famously. Yeah, no, you're right. There are no studies conducted on this. Please do not Google it and see if there's any kind of problem with gambling addiction. Certainly, there aren't numerous studies on the matter. Famously. And of course, addiction is only like a physiological addiction, it's only physical. And when I mean physical, I mean like your brain chemistry being rewired is not a physical addiction in the same way that like doing heroin or smoking cigarettes are.
Lost everything. And he's like, it sucks, man. That same night, Slime, without telling me, put $500 onto the online casino to spin it up. After seeing me lose, he did it. And I asked him why. I was like, dude, I lost.
I hesitate to contradict you, my lord, but such studies do exist. Oh, shit, really? Fuck, dude.
Why would you put in money? He's like, I don't know, man. I just wanted to hit the dream one time. And that's it. That's the problem. All right. The argument that people always make is, this is a bad influence for the kids. The kids can't really get their hands on a lot of money. Yeah, maybe there's an example of a kid getting his mom's card and buying Bitcoin and then putting it into stake.com and gambling. But I think the bigger problem are the gambling addicts, the addictive personalities, the people who know in their head that it is rigged.
And that is precisely what these websites rely on. And you might be that person without even knowing that you're that person. You might currently be in the stages of a gambling addiction and not even recognize that you're in the stages of a gambling addiction. And that's exactly what fucking motivates these people to make money. This is how they run their business. Their business is not about getting like 5 people to go on a fucking bachelorette trip and like gamble a little bit on the side. That's not how Vegas runs. That's not how stake runs. Online casinos, and again, there are studies conducted on this as well, they're run by whales, okay? They're run by lifelong gambling addicts. That is precisely what their business model is. That's the reason why they try to cast as broad of a net as possible, because there's always someone out there who is a gambling addict that has not encountered gambling yet. Okay, and they know that. That's why the first hit is free, like a fucking crack dealer. Okay, first hit is free. That's why they give you money to gamble. Why do you think they give you money to gamble? Why do you think they give millions of dollars to streamers to gamble? Do you think it's because they love fucking spreading the fun around? Like they're like, oh man, we love socialism. That's why I'm giving. I love socialism. That's why I'm giving money to like random people to try and gamble one time. Like free money. That's crazy, right? Yeah, it's just out of the kindness of their heart and not because they're trying to literally find the next fucking whale that's going to ruin their lives and probably try to commit suicide. 1 out of 5 at least.
That this is mathematically meant to make me lose, but do not have the self-control to not gamble. And any slight trigger will send them over the edge. And you can say, well, then just don't watch the content. But it's fucking hard. It's fucking hard as a gambling addict, okay? A little thing can just make you just have the urge to bet. And it happens to me a lot. It happens to me a shit ton. But I try to avoid it because I have 15 employees and I don't want to let them all down and lose all their money. But it's scary. So I have a new rule, a new guideline that I think would solve gambling online and gambling on Twitch. No sponsored gambling streams. It's a simple rule. Do not allow sponsored gambling streams because there's 2 major problems with it. One, you have people who are getting a shit ton of money. Millions and millions of dollars. So they are gambling way more recklessly. I totally believe that Train is gambling with his own money, but he's also making so much fucking money that he's able to gamble $1 million and lose it in a day because he's going to get $10 million that month or some shit. And I don't think that that should be allowed. I think it's too reckless. If Train lost $1 million and had 0 sponsor, he couldn't do this forever. He couldn't do it for a year straight because after 10 months, he would have 0 fucking dollars in his bank account. Now, I'm not saying I want Train to lose all his money, but at least that wouldn't make him gamble for 38 hours straight, knowing that he always has the fallback next month of the cash cow coming back in.
Which is an incredibly weird way because, like, when you do become the fucking whale for the company, they're not even paying you anymore. Probably needs the money because he just lost so much this month and he's just playing damage control. Dude, XQC does not need the money, dude. Are you fucking insane? He would have to lose a lot more than the couple million that he's talked about for him to like actually be in a financial predicament where he needs money. That level of copium that you're inhaling is 100% deadly. You are addicted to copium.
That's the first problem. People gambling too much money because they're getting paid too much money. The second problem are streamers who use fake money to gamble. Now, I don't think XQC or Train are doing this, but I do know this happens because it was in a CoffeeZilla video, and this is the main culprit. Steve will do it. I'll just roll the clip.
If I started like putting my own money in this, I feel like I'm feeling like if I just filled myself with 4,000, it's like right.
That's like maybe.
Like I feel like I could like, but also it could be dangerous. But I see it as there's no point in putting my body or your mind through that type of stress. Right? I don't need it.
Yeah, definitely don't need it.
In a sponsored gambling stream in Mexico where he lives part-time to do these sponsored gambling streams, he came to the realization that, gambling with your own money could be stressful and bad for your life. That's crazy. That's how do you find that out then? That's like showing up to a kid.
Dude, I think Ludwig is underestimating how fucking stupid Steve will do it is. Like I think he's like grossly. He's grossly fucking overestimating Steve will do its level of intelligence. Him and another dude from Australia bought in. Oh yeah, are they part-time owners too?
KK rally and being like, oh, dude, they're racist here? Dude, oh, I just thought it was like costume day. It's crazy to me. It makes no damn sense. But that's my new rule. Twitch, if you're watching this, maybe consider it.
Why the fuck would they listen to you, okay? You fucking YouTube nerd. Shut up, dude. Hey, keep it to your own fucking platform, okay? Also, give me my IRL backpack back, dude. What the fuck? Ludwig, Elwig, dude. Freaking Elwig. Yo, my juicer's gonna gamba, okay? My juicer's gonna gamba. It's because he's an addict and he can't help himself. Here's the crop. Here's the Lud crop. Don't follow this man. I don't know who this small content creator is who made this YouTube video, but I'm not even going to fucking promote him. Okay? React Gate, baby. React Gate. We're back.